Okay, definitely wacky weather today. Pouring rain one second and sunny in the other. And with that thought, what's going on today? Seems like the theme was weapons, I guess you could say. How about this first one? This one says, Turkey starts mass production of laser-guided munition for its drones. Turkey has started to mass produce its latest miniature munition developed for unmanned aerial vehicles, an official said Saturday. They say miniature, but this thing looks pretty big to me, I guess, compared to the, standard device, if that's what you want to say. Maybe it is a lot bigger. It says Turkey has started to mass produce its latest miniature munition developed for unmanned aerial vehicles, an official said Saturday. Developed by Tubarak Defense Industries Research and Development Institute, the laser-guided munition, Balzak, has undergone multiple successful fire tests. Its firing tests saw it being integrated into the Bayraktar TB2 unmanned combat aerial vehicle developed by drone magnate Bayraktar. Mass production of the Institute's first UAV munition, Balzak, has started. I guess everybody sounds like they're gearing up for something. Like this one here says, drones deployed on aircraft carrier Shandong. More advanced tech to come soon. So they show like this picture, I guess that's supposed to be drones in the background there. It says the deployment of lightweight drones on the Chinese People's Liberation Army Navy's aircraft carrier Shandong sparked a wave of speculation by overseas media, which hyped that China has surpassed the US in deploying drones on aircraft carriers. Chinese analysts said such a combination could enhance the ship's logistics support capability and situational awareness. And it is nothing to be surprised about. A larger, more sophisticated drones could be on board China's aircraft carriers soon. And it claims here a fleet of drones was spotted on the flight deck of the Shandong, the Voice of America reported on Sunday, citing a picture recently circulated on social media and a number of other overseas media reports. At least 7 drones of the 2 different types could be identified in the picture, the source of which was unknown, but a watermark of a China Central Television indicated its authenticity, the Voice of America said. I'd actually be wondering about that because it says if it has the watermark of a China Central Television, so is it state-sponsored media per se? That's what I would be wondering, but again, it sounds like everyone's preparing for something. And then I saw this, which was kind of interesting. Apparently someone claims here that they saw a homeless man yelling to himself alone on a bench for 20 minutes, and later I see cops. And according to her, I guess they tasered the guy. And she had like this video of it, which was kind of fascinating when you think of everything that was said here. So you can see like little bits and pieces of it. Oh my God!
Your name? Constable Thompson, 3275.
Who's the one who tased him?
I was.
Did he have any weapons on him? Were you the one who fist bumped her after she tased him?
Apparently, again, for what she read, the guy, I guess, was yelling and so forth. There's so many cops there, I would imagine you could really just control the guy if you really wanted, but for whatever reason, the cop decided to shoot at him with a taser. So is that excessive force, for example, or is it like, quote, police brutality? And then you can see in the video as she runs out, for example, taping it, asking them, was there a danger to justify that use of force? You can hear one of the cops in the background. He's like, oh, you're just doing this because you want to make, I don't know, money or something like that with the video. I was like, what a weird comment to immediately say that. Now that was kind of the interesting thing because I guess a lot of times police officers would say, for example, from what I read, people on the outside, you can't really say anything unless you're in that situation. For example, there's tons of stories, I would imagine, where a cop accidentally shot an innocent person and the justification would be, well, you saw them pulling out a weapon or something like that, correct? So it's justified because they have to, I guess, save their lives and the people around them. But in this case, again, it seemed like it was a controlled situation with so many different people, so why? So it was kind of interesting with the comments. People were saying because the police officer there was, for example, probably someone smaller than the homeless guy, I can't really tell. But they're arguing that this is an issue with like law enforcement or something like that, where because there's no, I guess, requirement of things such as your physical attribute like height and weight, you could send a police officer that can't deal with, like, just say the quote suspect physically because they're just so much smaller. And because of that, they'll be more inclined to use, let's just say, something like a taser. And one example I was reading was a firefighter said he was called over because there were two police officers. I believe he mentioned there were smaller females, like less than 5 foot tall, for example, and they couldn't handle like this guy that was going crazy. He knew like he was bigger than them, so he basically constantly like pushed them around. So they had to call the fire department, who had, I guess, big individuals, and when they arrived afterwards, they behaved. So it makes you wonder if that is an issue here. Like when you have people doing things like law enforcement, should there be a requirement per se in terms of things, I don't know, like height, weight, certain strength conditioning and so forth? Or should you just continue saying it doesn't matter regardless of your height, for example, regardless of anything else? If you want to be a police officer, then you can be a police officer. It's kind of interesting to think about actually in this type of situation. It's probably a little controversial too, because it essentially would be you shouldn't just hire anyone just for the sake of quote inclusiveness per se. Like there should be a specific requirement due to the nature of the work. I guess that would be the argument. Again, it's kind of fascinating to think about like in these types of cases. All right, see you guys later.